Welcome back to my channel. Today we have a beautiful pick a card on what energetic cycle you are currently in. So I want you to know that I thoroughly enjoy doing pick a cards, and you are going to be seeing a lot more of these on my channel. So if you are new to my channel, allow me to welcome you to my channel. Welcome to Eileen Into Spirit. My name is Eileen Rouse. I'm a psychic intuitive and a spiritual essence coach, and I provide you with guidance and wisdom and inspiration every other week right here on this channel. So I want to welcome you, and I want to actually take the time right now to ask that if you currently like what you see, please do us a favor and subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so that you can be notified every time we drop new content or a new video. Most of my subscribers most of my viewers, I should say, are non-subscribers, and we truly appreciate you all subscribing, letting us know what you would like to see, what you would like to see more of. I do want to let you know that there will be quite a few changes coming to the channel next year as we are sort of transitioning into a different phase of this growth and this channel. So today, let us focus on what energetic cycle you are currently on. So in front of you, you will see these four beautiful crystal spirit cards. Now, if you're interested in the decks that I am using today, they will be listed down in the description box. So please feel free to look down in the description if you like some of these cards. So as we get started today, let's go ahead and focus in on our four piles today. So I want you to take a moment, and I want you to just sort of take in a nice big deep breath. Allow yourself to get centered and really focus on the four cards. We have pile 1 here with raw morganite. We have pile 2 here with blue chalcedony. We have pile 3 here with lithium quartz. And pile 4 is going to be aqua aura quartz. So whichever pile you are particularly drawn to, you can also look down in the description box and choose the specific pile that you are drawn to. If you are drawn to more than one, then most certainly check both of those out. So let's go ahead, Spirit Fam, and dive right into your message on what energetic cycle you are on. Hi, Pile 1. You have chosen this beautiful card, number 46, Raw Morganite. Now let's talk a little bit about raw morganite, what its meaning is, and why you were particularly drawn to this card. We're also going to talk a little bit about numerology here, because I do love looking at the numbers that people often gravitate towards and give you the actual meaning that Spirit has for you when you are looking at the numbers. So raw morganite actually represents sensitivity. It represents gentleness, compassion, our sense of empathy. It's about self-forgiveness and the gift of vulnerability. So maybe some of you in this pile really truly have a gift of allowing yourself to be very vulnerable. Maybe some of you actually share your stories on how you have grown spiritually, where you've come from, and how the lessons and the experiences that you have garnered have actually assisted you in your own growth and in your own expansion. One of the beautiful things about this particular crystal is that it allows you to understand that we all have an ability to be empathetic, that we have an ability to be compassionate, and understanding that, you know, this actual crystal no matter how hard it might appear on the exterior, it can be altered based off of constant persistence and water pressure and those kinds of things. And that's very similar to us as we mold and as we expand and as we grow. And I feel that the ultimate message here with this, because it is a 46, and when you add those together, it brings us to a 10, which reduces to a 1. It's really about allowing the older aspects of who we are sort of fall away so that the newer aspects of who we are can sort of come forward. And I really feel that the energetic cycle that you are currently in right now is truly representing a new beginning. It's representing a rebirth of some sort. And I feel that this ultimately, I feel it's a really great way for you to sort of understand that as you go through life and as you go through lessons and experiences and as you meet individuals in your life here, Pile 1, it's really about allowing yourself to be open, to be gentle, and to be compassionate, because you have a sense of understanding that, you know, people do change based off of the experiences or the circumstances that they often face. And I feel that this is actually very good for you. It helps you understand that, you know, even though you might have faced some really hard, trying times, you're not alone, and you understand that you have assistance and you have help. So let's go ahead. We're going to dive into the Tarot first today. So we have the Page of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups, the Sun card, and the 6 of Wands. Okay, Pile 1, this is absolutely beautiful. And I am so glad that these cards have come out for you, because remember what I mentioned here with the raw Morganite, right? With the 46 and the 10 and the 1 was really about you entering a new cycle in your life, where I feel that you might have felt very independent. You've worked really hard for what you've been given. And I feel that a lot of times you might have felt that things were moving very slowly for you. Maybe there might have been some, you know, things that you were manifesting that took a little bit of time and weren't fully fitted, like it wasn't like you were on solid ground, and it sort of felt like everything was just sort of up in the air for you here, Pile 1. But you, regardless of how unsettling or unstable it might have felt for you, you still were very persistent, right? You were very persistent. You pushed forward. You recognized how abundant and how prosperous you were. You allowed yourself to tune into your intuition and your guidance, and really allowed you to move forward. What I want to point out here with this 9 of Pentacles is that the 9 of Pentacles truly speaks about independence, and it speaks about, you know, pre-Empress energy. It's kind of how I look at the 9 of Pentacles. I look at it as pre-Empress energy, the ability to be able to recognize how abundant and how prosperous and how creative and how you have all of the resources that you potentially need. When we move here to the 10 of Cups, I feel that you're sort of transitioning to this phase where you're being reborn here with the Sun. I feel that you feel very loved. You feel very supported. You have a great circle around you that truly provides you with the fulfillment and the joy that you need. And the 10 of Cups is really about that happy family, happy home. So I really feel that maybe some of you are really coming into contact with your soul family, your soul tribe. You're really connecting with individuals at a much higher level, where you have a lot of depth and understanding and compassion here with this 10 of Cups. And as you transition, you're moving towards a more successful place. So I really feel very confident here that as you transition in this new cycle here, Pile 1, that you're transitioning into this level of being able to really reap the rewards that you have worked so hard for, and be able to celebrate in your success and understand that you are worthy of the success and the praise that you are being given at this time. Now let's see what additional information we have. So here we have the Hawk Prince with the Desert Prince. Okay, this is very interesting. So I feel that in your past, you might have had a lot of false promises. You might have really struggled with this sense of survival. Maybe this was something, maybe the cycle in your past was really that, you really had to work hard to get to where you are, and you were really pushing forward because you had this sense or this mentality that, you weren't sure if you were going to be able to survive. Maybe there was a lot of things that were promised to you that actually were never fulfilled. And it left you pretty disappointed, pretty heartbroken, right? You've sort of lost touch with, your sense of what your rewards might actually look like. But what I love here is that the Hawk Prince is really about that communication that you received from your own inner guidance here, right? I feel that what cycle you're leaving behind here is this cycle of, living in false promises and in living in the fear of survival mode constantly. And I feel that you've developed your intuition to a point that you recognize the signs. You're paying attention to how spirit is communicating to you, pile one, and you're really allowing it to sort of lift your spirits and sort of move you in the direction that you need to go. And I feel that that in and of itself has brought you a lot of peace. It's brought you a lot of comfort here. It's sort of giving you this sense of understanding that that no matter what transpires, no matter what you might have faced here, you are pushing forward. No matter what, you will still continue to thrive. You will still continue to be successful because you understand that your connection with spirit and your spirit team is really what guides you and what provides you with the encouragement and the courage to continue pushing forward. Now we also have this is Goddess Solace, which is bodies of water. And the message here is spend time near water, such as a lake, river, or the ocean to recharge your batteries. Now, here's what I feel is the advice. So we're now moving on to the advice that Spirit has for you. I feel that because you have sort of transitioned here, pile one, from this, you're sort of going through this massive rebirth where you're letting go a lot of the fears, a lot of, disappointments that you might have faced in the past. And that sort of comes in emotions. Whenever I see water, I often focus on emotions. We have to really understand that we carry those emotions with us regularly. And I want to point out here that you might actually feel a great sense of calm, a great sense of relaxation. You might actually feel very recharged and rejuvenated whenever you are around some sort of body of water. And if that is the case here, pile one, then you are probably an empath. You probably pick up on the vibes of the people that are around you or the environments that are around you. You pick up all of that energy. And one thing I definitely want to encourage you, because this sort of keeps coming up in my mind here, pile one, is that you might actually benefit from Himalayan pink salt baths on a regular basis. And that is sort of to just recharge your aura and your energy field and give you this energetic cleanse where it allows you to release whatever you are currently carrying that really isn't yours. And I feel that this is really a great way to allow you to sort of release as you go through this new cycle, as you go through this rebirthing. I also want to point out here that water needs space for it to flow, right? And so a lot of times when our emotions sort of come up, we have a tendency to want to sort of stuff them or suppress them. But my advice to you here is that you need to allow those emotions to surface. You need to allow them to flow, because that is how you're going to be able to sort of transition into this new phase of your life here. Now let's see what messages we have from Archangel Michael. We have go forward fearlessly. This is beautiful. And the prayer down here is thank you for walking me with every step of the way, for holding my hand, giving me confidence and courage, and guiding my thoughts and actions in the direction of love and my true life's purpose. Pile one, this is absolutely beautiful. You have forgive yourself. You've done nothing wrong and let go of fear now. Yes. Okay. This is beautiful. What this is truly saying here is that when you look at all of the water that is flowing here on this bodies of water card, you will recognize that, remember I said water needs space to flow, right? And I feel that what Archangel Michael's message here for you is that be a little bit more compassionate, empathetic towards yourself. Let go of any fears that you have currently been holding on to. This could be fears that you've sort of held for a long time. It could be fears from the past. But this is really about understanding that you must learn forgiveness. You must learn compassion. You must learn empathy for yourself so that you can move forward without any fears, without any doubts. Understand that the sun here truly represents moving past barriers. It means breakthrough, and really allowing yourself to sort of move out of any discomforts or any setbacks or obstacles that you might face. And the Six of Wands is really about victory and success. So I want to point out here that this new cycle that you're in, this rebirthing, you're going to feel a lot of things come up. I really want to point that out here, Pile one. You're going to feel a lot of things come up, and it's going to feel uncomfortable. But ultimately, what your message here is that they want you to forgive yourself. Understand that whatever has transpired, whatever you've done, you did what you felt was right at the time. And it's time to let go of any guilt, any shame, any kind of emotions, raw emotions that are not helping you, that are actually keeping you hostage in an old state of mind, an old state of thinking, and you need to learn to let go of the fear. Your further message is to surrender, right? This is really about surrendering any concerns, any doubts, any fears, any worries that you might currently have here. And it's really about allowing it to sort of dissipate. I'm going to move this right here so that you could still see this message from Archangel Michael here. You know, surrendering is really about letting go. It's about allowing yourself to sort of detach from anything that has sort of kept you stuck here, Pile one. I do want to point out that I feel that at the beginning here with this Page of Pentacles, it was really about not having a very solid foundation, right? Not really knowing whether something was going to stick or whether something was going to be solid enough for you to be able to make it become a reality or allow it to be prosperous. But when you surrender, when you truly let go to any attachments or expectations that you might have, you truly allow things to be what they are. And that is where you truly learn to let go of the fear. You learn to be empathetic and compassionate to how things turn out. And you have a better sense and understanding of why things do turn out the way that they actually do. Your next message here is parenting. So maybe some of you here are actual parents. And I do want to point out that the one thing I keep hearing here is gentle parenting, right? Maybe some of you actually grew up where your parents were actually quite harsh. Maybe there's a lot of things that your parents did that, you know, was not really healthy per se. And maybe you're wanting a different way to be able to parent your children. And so understand that, you know, whatever you might have experienced in your past is something that you ultimately have to let go. And I feel that when it comes to really, you know, having instances where parents were really kind of traumatizing towards you, you have to sort of let that go and come from a place of understanding and compassion, recognizing that they did the best that they could with what they knew at the time. You know, when you become a parent, you recognize and you understand that, you know, parents don't, you know, children don't come with instruction books. We don't end up with a manual that tells us how to care for these children or what our best way of, you know, helping them go through life is. You know, we sort of have to go with the flow. We have to sort of, pick up the pieces of what our depth of understanding is and what we learned from our past and sort of go along that way. And I feel that you might have a really good sense of working with children, right? Maybe this is about, if you didn't have a really good relationship with your own parents here, pile one, this is Spirit's way of letting you know that you can be a parent for yourself. You can be the mother or the father that you did not have as you allow yourself to go through this rebirthing and be there for yourself when your actual parents could not be. So now we're going to move on to a crystal mandala card that I've actually drawn for you that often has a crystal and a goddess attached to it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you what it says in the book. I do want to point out that these are very high frequency cards. So your message is Goddess Pele and the Lava Stone. And the message is melt into divine desire. Now, what I actually see here with this beautiful mandala is that lava is really about burning away, right? This is what I love. The lava stone, when you think about lava comes and it destroys everything, right? But once everything dissipates, once the lava dissipates and it cools, you end up getting a rebirth. New life forms take place. It's able to, cleanse the space that was there and allow new growth to take form. So let's go ahead and read in the book here, pile one, what melt into divine desire truly means here for you. Now, this is going to be Goddess Pele. And okay, Goddess Pele with the lava stone message, melt into divine desire. We bring you the empowerment of melting into divine desire. There is a time and a place on the spiritual path for detachment, the ability to step back and perceive from a neutral perspective can bring great clarity. There is a time for the mind to become clear and peaceful and open to divine guidance, even if that means temporary loss for greater long-term gain. There is also a time to melt into divine desire, to allow your passion to motivate and inspire you to attain great progress on your divine life journey, where less fervent longing could not. Desire doesn't have to be a distraction from your divine path. It can be a way you discover what has meaning for you and what you feel strongly enough about to never give up on. Desire doesn't get a bad rap in spiritual circles, or it is celebrated as being something that should be pursued without restraint. The truth that will serve most spiritual aspirants best is somewhere in the middle of these two extremes. Desires need not be a distraction from your spiritual journey, nor a goal to be pursued at any cost, even to your own integrity. Desire on the spiritual path can become a way to know what is going to move and inspire you enough to see you through the challenges that arise when you want to create a contribution to the world. If you long to bring your ideas to life, rather than keep them only as ideas, then desire can become enlivening fuel for the spiritual path, motivating you to act rather than hesitate. Searching for your true soul desires helps you find what it is you can believe in more than fear or doubt. Pile one, this is your beautiful message. I feel that Spirit's ultimate message here, the energetic cycle that you are currently in here, pile one, is one of a rebirthing. You are being asked to let go of any fears, any doubts, surrender to the outcome. We understand that you have a desire, you have a dream, a specific goal of where you're wanting to be and what you're wanting to achieve. But I feel that this rebirthing is really bringing to the surface all of the things that are no longer in alignment with who you are becoming. And so it's time that you revisit them, that you allow them to flow, that you allow them to be what they are, that you allow yourself to be compassionate, to be open, and to be empathetic to where you are currently, and allow things to flow the way that they are meant to flow, so that you could truly understand the desires coming from your soul and your spirit as they guide you towards your new birth, your new beginning. Pile 1, this is your message. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste, guys. Hi, Pile 2. You have chosen number 11, this beautiful blue chalcedony. I don't even know if that is how you pronounce it, but this is your beautiful card. So let's go ahead and focus a little bit on what blue chalcedony represents and why you were specifically drawn to this card. We're also going to talk about the number 11. I love numerology, and so I love sort of fitting that into your message. So this beautiful blue crystal has a meaning of slowing down. So it's really about restoring balance and serenity in your life. And it's about sort of allowing yourself to sort of slow down, just sort of be in the moment. I feel that sometimes here, Pile 2, you might sort of feel like I sort of feel that the kind of energy here that I keep picking up is one of go, 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 go. It's almost like you're constantly on the go. You're moving at a very fast pace. And this particular message truly means slowing down. I feel how the number 11 sort of plays into your message here, Pile 2, is really about understanding that 11 represents, it's a double one, right? And 1 is about a new beginning. But when you have a double 1, it's truly about finding the balance, right? Because the 1 and the 1 is a 2, and it's about balance, but it's also about this sense of awakening, right? It's sort of this awakening that you sort of move into or that you transition into. And in order for you to sort of find the balance when you're going through an awakening period here, you have to find balance, because when there's so much energy going through you, you sort of become discombobulated. There's just so much energy, and it's all running through you, and it just feels very chaotic. It feels very rushed, and you're not truly processing or understanding the information that is coming through. So this beautiful blue chalcedony crystal is really about slowing down and experiencing serenity and balance around you. It's about understanding that it's important that you immerse yourself in the moment and to surrender to your sense of urgency that you feel in your day-to-day life. Now, I want to point out here, Pile 2, that when we have an 11, so some of you out in the collective might be seeing, sequences of numbers. You might be seeing 1111, you might be seeing 1010, you might be seeing 1212. If this is the case, Pile 2, I feel that the energetic cycle that you are currently in is one of ascension. You are leveling up, per se. And I feel that if you have a lot of things that are currently going on in your life, you're not really making time to sort of slow down and to balance the energies, the newer energies that are sort of being downloaded to you. And it's making you feel off. You might feel this great sense of pressure to get something accomplished. You might feel like you have to absolutely meet a specific deadline when it comes to your spiritual growth or your ascension process. But the truth is that Spirit wants you to slow down and be in the moment, because understand that I feel that the most important thing, especially when individuals first come into their own sense of awakening, and understand that there are different levels of awakening here. But I feel that a lot of times when people first come into this spirituality and they come into the awakening, what happens is they feel this mad rush and they automatically want to dive right into everything and they want to absorb everything up like a sponge. But you have to find balance. You have to remember that there's only so much that you can comprehend and that you can understand at a time. And it's really about integrating all of that knowledge, all of that wisdom, all of that information into your knowledge-based center, into, the experiences that you've had. So let's go ahead and dive right into the tarot first here, pile 2. And let's see what other information we can pick up. So you have the Strength card, with the 6 of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the 7 of Cups, and the Devil card. Okay, this definitely here, pile 2, really sort of lets me know that you are definitely going through an ascension process. I feel that there's a lot of courage and confidence that you are really having to sort of bring forward. I feel that you're revisiting a lot of past experiences. Maybe there's some inner child work that is going on here with some of you out in the collective. Some of you are probably letting go of old relationships. You're sort of stepping up in your power. You're sort of standing in your power. You're sort of weighing out your options here. But I feel that a lot of you, I feel like this is really a leveling up here, pile 2. So pile 2, this is really about a leveling up. You're really coming into your own and you're needing to sort of slow down and process all of the information that's coming up. You have this great inner strength within you where you sort of put up with a lot. And I feel a lot of times you have a tendency to sort of stay in the back. You want to hide in the shadows because you don't want to seem overbearing or overpowering. But I feel that you're now being pushed to the front, right? Where you're needing to sort of stand firm in your power and in your ground and really affirm to yourself courageously what it is that you desire, or what it is that you're expecting out of the people that you currently associate yourself with. Maybe some of you might have, let go of some relationships. And since we are going to be coming around, with Mercury retrograde, it's going to be important that you understand that whatever comes up, it's really about you needing to reflect. You needing to reflect from that higher perspective in that compassionate way to sort of, be that loving companion to yourself. If this is inner child work, it's really about you seeing things from a higher perspective. The Queen of Swords here is a very intelligent queen. She makes very clear-cut decisions. She doesn't allow her emotions to affect her decision-making. She utilizes her intellect based off of the experiences that she's had in the past, and she utilizes her intuition. She rises above. She's still open to whatever comes her way, but she weighs it in a very intellectual perspective. And I really feel that this is sort of where you're moving to here in this new cycle. As you're leveling up, you're getting a greater sense of understanding and truth here. Swords is really about it's really about our mentality and truth, right? The things that we often think about. And I feel that intellectually, you're really I feel like you're in this phase or in this cycle here where you're seeing all of the illusions. You're recognizing all of the things that no longer serve you. And you're understanding all of the attachments, all of the, toxic patterns that you've sort of put yourself in. I want to point out here that with the Devil, I really look at the Devil as choices. The choices that we make really truly decide how attached we are to those specific things, you know. And I feel that you're sort of in this phase where you sort of feel very confused with all of the options that are currently, you know, going on around you, or all of the things that are sort of coming in as you go through this new cycle of awakening. And I feel like it becomes very convoluted, right? And so this is why Spirit's message is you need to slow down. You really need to allow yourself to sort of integrate all of the knowledge, the wisdom, the truth, and the information that comes to you so that you can make conscious choices and that you can detach yourself from situations, from individuals, or from, you know, rigid beliefs that you currently have that make you feel stuck or bonded, right? So, or restricted, okay? All right, so next up we have the Camel Boy with the Sacred Union. Yes, this is really about relationships for you here, pile 2. So I feel like this is a leveling up when it comes to relationships, your understanding of what true companionship or true partnership is. You know, I feel that for some of you, you might have had, you know, relationships in the past that were very self-serving for the other individual. They were not very reciprocal and they didn't give to you a lot. And this is probably the reason why you sort of felt very restricted when it came to certain specific relationships, or why you were very timid in the first place, right? The other thing that I keep hearing in my head that I need to share is it is important that you sort of look at your codependency, right? How codependent are you on specific individuals? And that's often something we don't often associate with, but this can happen in romantic relationships and platonic relationships. So it's important that you really recognize the attachments here with the devil. Really recognize, pile 2, what attachments you currently have. Now, I do want to point out that, you know, with the Camel Boy and the Sacred Union here, to me, the Camel Boy really speaks about progress. It really speaks about, you know, understanding that you have to take small steps in order to achieve something huge, right? And as you're going through this awakening, and the reason they're wanting you to slow down is because they're wanting you to integrate this knowledge and this wisdom that you are gaining as you go through the experience, right? Understanding that if there is help that you need to ask for, don't be afraid, don't be too timid. Even though you have this great inner strength, there's nothing wrong. It doesn't make you weak for asking for help. Okay, that is ultimately the most important thing here. I feel that, you know, in this new cycle, you're getting a better understanding of what kind of relationships you really want. And because of that, I feel that you will end up getting a beautiful partnership, you know, whether this is platonic or romantic, that will sort of be at the level that you're desiring. It could also be calling in your soul tribe. And lo and behold, we have the tribe, right? This is really about people that are very like-minded, that have the same type of things that you enjoy. So it's very like-minded. The tribe is really about, and this is what I love, okay? This 27 right here, I love numerology. This is why I do it. So 27 reduces to a 9. 9 is about something coming to fruition, right? 9 is really is an ending when you really look at it. It's about something sort of coming to completion. Here you have an 8, which is about abundance. So I want you to understand that, you know, as you go through this leveling up here, pile 2, of a greater understanding of the dynamic of relationships, the different facets of relationships and how the relationships look. And as you continue to evolve here with this 33, again, this leveling up, 11, 33, you're going to recognize how abundant and how prosperous you really are. And you're going to start calling in the right people, the people that you have been longing for, the people that are meant to give you the type of reciprocal energy and relationships that you have been desiring here, pile 2. Now, let's see what additional insight we have. So we have Goddess Diana here with focused intention. Keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused on your target, and you will make your mark. So I feel that the ultimate message here is that, you know, if there is a specific type of relationship that you are desiring here, Pile 2, it is going to be very important that you be very focused, that your intention must be pure and very clear about what it is that you're desiring, right? It's not so much about just wanting to say, well, I want a husband, or I want a boyfriend, or I want a girlfriend, or I want a partner, right? This is being very precise, very clear, very intentional. The things that we think and that we feel, we ultimately create into our reality. And I feel that I feel the cycle that you're in right now is really about you needing to release a lot of the baggage, per se, that you have been carrying based on your beliefs and your past experiences of relationships. Now, this is all kinds of relationships. Now, our next message from Archangel Michael is new beginnings and a fresh start. The situation is already resolved, and eternal love. Now, maybe some of you really hope to get a message in regards to a specific relationship. And if that is the case, then I feel that Archangel Michael's message is very clear here. But I feel that the overall message here is that whatever situation that you are currently asking about, or that you feel that you are currently involved in, Archangel Michael is letting you know that the situation is already resolved. I feel that it's important that you understand here, relationships can be very tricky, but relationships based off of our intention and our purpose as to why we choose to stay in specific relationships, it's better when we can look at things from a very loving perspective and always ask things for the highest good of all. The prayer message here with this situation is already resolved is, I give my worries, cares, and concerns to you in exchange for true peace in all ways. Thank you for resolving this, and you list your situation in detail in a divinely perfect way. The other message is new beginnings and a fresh start. This is about you really having a new beginning when it comes to relationships in general. Even an understanding, right, here with this eternal love, that you need to ask the angels and your spirit team to help you perceive all of the love that surrounds you so that you can feel safe in receiving and expressing and giving love. I feel that is ultimately the most important thing here, Pile 2. I feel that this cycle that you're in is about a leveling up when it comes to relationships. And this does not surprise me at all, because this is really about you really having a clear depth and understanding of, you know, what kind of relationship experience do you have, and what kind of understanding do you need to have in order to move on, right? In order to have this new beginning with a fresh start. So next up, we have spiritual career and happy ending. Now, here's what I want to point out. So these are numerology cards, and I feel that ultimately the message here with spiritual career is that, you know, maybe some of you have thought about creating a career in regards to, you know, relationship coaching, or really assisting, utilizing relationships in some form or fashion in regards to your spiritual career. I feel that ultimately what this is saying is the spiritual career, when I see that, it's really about incorporating spirituality into your everyday life, into everything that you do, and making it a priority as if it is a career. And with this whole leveling up here, Pile 2, I really feel that that is ultimately the message. I do feel that ultimately this cycle is really going to lead you towards a very happy ending where you're going to have a lot better understanding of the type of relationships that you truly want to incorporate and keep in your life. And I feel that at some point, if you're really looking for that perfect someone, you'll end up finding all of the love and the perfect partnership or relationship that you are ultimately looking for. We're now going to look at a crystal mandala oracle card that contains either a archangel, a ascended master, or a goddess to it. And I'm going to read from the book The Message for you. So the card that you got here, pile 4, is number 36, Ascended Master Mataji and Crimson Cuprite, which is relief and repair. Okay. Now, again, this 36 reduces to a 9. Okay. So I feel that that's important here. So this is really about a very big, in-depth leveling up for you. So let's read what number 36, relief and repair, says. We bring you the blessing of relief and repair. Our warmth and nurturing will restore and rebalance your mind, body, and soul when the light of spirit burns too brightly. Spiritual light is like the light of the sun. It brings life and joy, but too much can burn. If that happens to you, you will feel overwhelmed, overheated, overexcited, or overstretched mentally, physically, or emotionally. We will help you recover and increase your ability to be exposed to spiritual light again in future without becoming overloaded or burned out. We ask you to soften and relax into our rich red energy now, which nurtures you with the cooling, restorative life force of the Mother Earth. We shall help you naturally discharge excess energy whilst we revive, strengthen, and fortify you with our nourishing grace. On the path of light, there are many highs, beautiful visions, stunning inspirations, and transcendent experiences of bliss, love, and peace. It can feel amazing. Yet, like the uplifting and inspiring light of the sun, it is possible to have more of a good thing than you can handle at any one time. Overexposure to the spiritual light feels great for a moment and then terrible afterwards. The body and mind can feel burnt out, overloaded, and confused. The great high followed by a dreadful low. You may feel emotionally unstable and even overwhelmed by so many inspirations, but with no real plan as to how you can bring them to life with methodical, practical steps. The spiritual light can help you live your divine destiny, but for it to shine bright and show you the way, rather than burn you, you must learn how to balance your love for the light with devotion and care for your body. Okay, pile 2, this is an absolutely beautiful message. I do want to point out here that its message really talked about finding the balance for love. Remember, I said that I felt that the cycle you were currently in was about truly understanding the depth of the relationships in your life. And I feel that ultimately it's really about understanding the true meaning of divine love. I myself have been on a massive journey, and I am creating a book on divine love based off of the experiences that I've had in regards to the different facets of relationships that I've experienced in my life. And when you get this kind of message, when you're really needing to view all of the things that you find yourself attached to, any kind of, codependency issues. And remember, when we first started, I felt like you were sort of wanting to move very quickly. You were wanting to do so many different things all at once. And this blue chalcedony was really about you slowing down, about finding balance and serenity, finding peace, right? And that is ultimately what this relief and repair is. It's about slowing down, finding your balance, and finding a balance between your love of what you are wanting to create and what you're wanting to bring forward in your life, but also embracing where you are, because you need where you are in order to understand where you are going. So Pile 2, this is your message. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Namaste, guys. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your message on what energetic cycle you are currently in. You have chosen number 33, lithium quartz. Now, we are going to get into what lithium quartz represents, why you were attracted to it, and we're also going to talk a little bit about the number 33 and what it represents and what it means, because I feel everything is interconnected. So lithium here represents harmoniousness. It represents peacefulness, joyfulness, and interconnectedness. I also want to point out that lithium quartz is a great crystal for you to use if you have issue with depression. It really helps sort of balance out the energies around you, but I feel ultimately it really helps sort of bring harmony to the energy, to your energy specifically. This really helps you become calm. Lithium quartz really helps you become calm. And I want to point out that I actually utilize lithium quartz whenever I'm struggling with sort of like a tension headache. I really sort of put it on my head, my forehead, and just allow it to sort of bring a sense of calm. And I just concentrate on my breathing. I feel that this ultimately sort of puts us back in touch with our bodies. It helps us sort of connect to our bodies, because I feel a lot of times when we're so busy running around and allowing ourselves to just sort of be focused on everything that surrounds us, we often don't really connect with our bodies and where our bodies are and what our bodies are currently experiencing. Now, the number 33 is a master number. 3 to me represents a balance between the mind, the body, and the spirit. But when you get a 33, you're actually getting this what I call an ascension process of a higher mind, a higher body, and a higher spirit. 33 also, when you add them together, is a 6, and it's really about harmony. It's about love, and it's about relationships. So I feel that, you know, the current cycle that you might be in here is really about learning to find joy, learning to find harmony in your life. Let's go ahead and start off with the tarot first here, Pile 3, to see what energetic cycle you are currently in. So we are starting off pretty strong here with the 3 of Swords, which represents pain. A lot of pain, a lot of, this could be, pain in relationships. This could be, discomfort. But other than that, it's disappointment. You have the Knight of Pentacles with the 3 of Cups, the 6 of Pentacles, and the 5 of Swords. Okay, Pile 3. This is no surprise to me as to why you chose lithium quartz. As I mentioned, lithium quartz is about finding the harmony, interconnectedness, feeling that connection and that joy and that love and that sense of peace, right? What I see here with this 3 of Swords and this Knight of Pentacles, I feel that you have constantly been brutalized, pained, and disappointed by the people around you. I feel like you haven't really had a sense where you have really felt loved or supported in any way. I feel that you've just constantly been disappointed. Even though I feel like you constantly give of yourself, you constantly give people the benefit of the doubt here, Pile 3. I feel like you just have so much pain that you're currently dealing with, disappointment, that it's sort of hard for you to imagine that you're transitioning into this new phase where you're needing to celebrate your wins, or even have individuals in your life that you can celebrate with. I want to point out here that with the Three of Cups and the Six of Pentacles, I want to point out here, you have a 33 here and you have 2 3s right here. And remember, I said that 3 and 3 makes a 6, and you have a 6 right here, the Six of Pentacles. The Three of Cups is really about celebrating with like-minded individuals. It's about sisterhood. It's about a tribe. It's about, really feeling interconnected and harmonious with other individuals. The Six of Pentacles is about reciprocal energy. It's about giving and receiving, and it's about, understanding that the amount of energy, choosing who you're going to choose to give your energy to, who you're going to spend your time with. The Five of Swords is really about disappointment. I mean, ultimately, it's really about, I often see someone who is battling someone else and they're trying to win at all costs, even if that means cheating. And I think here that ultimately the cycle that you're in here is you're needing to not conform, okay? I feel that ultimately what Spirit really wants you to understand here, Pile 3, is that even though you've been hurt by the individuals in your life, and you want to be able to be like everyone else and have people that you can depend on, it is okay for you. I think that what you're leaving behind is all of those old relationships that are no longer serving you. I feel that you now have this great, strong desire that you feel you deserve so much more than you've been given by the people around you. And the Five of Swords here is really a reminder to you that it's important that you remember the lessons that you've learned from those past relationships. It's important that you understand that some people are not worth fighting for. They're not worth fighting over, right? And so it's important that this cycle, as you transition into this new cycle here, Pile 3, that you let bygones be bygones and understand that you deserve an opportunity to celebrate with like-minded individuals who want to thrive and want to grow with you and want to cherish you and love you the way that you know that you deserve, because you give of yourself wholeheartedly, and other individuals should be willing to give to you. And it's important that you understand that, when you have to turn your back and walk away from someone, it's okay. So let's see what other information Spirit has for you here. All right, so we have the Well Watcher, Wisdom, Power of the Divine, yes, and the Ice Queen, Ideas Preserved, Non-Action, and Entitlement. Okay, ultimately, when I see the Well Watcher, what I'm truly recognizing and what I'm truly seeing is that, even when we go through really bad experiences that put us down in a deep, dark hole, there is still wisdom to be gained there. The Five of Swords here really speaks about the lessons learned, right? And I feel that with the Well Watcher, what it's really wanting you to understand is that even though those experiences that you've had based off of the individuals in your life, or maybe it's not even situations, or individuals, maybe what it is that you felt like you've never really been able to win anything, or you feel like you haven't been able to accomplish anything. Whatever it is, understand that the wisdom that you have gained based off of those experiences is knowledge. It is power, right? And that power and that wisdom gives you this opportunity to be in this space, right? Where you know when to take action and when not to take action. The Ice Queen is this beautiful power where you recognize, you understand, you have this very great intellect and this great divine wisdom that tells you exactly, You know what? I know when it's time to make a move and I know when it's not. I know when it's time for me to be cold-hearted and when I need to sort of wash my hands of certain individuals, when it's time for me to say what I'm done and move on. Like, you know exactly that. And I feel that is where you're sort of transitioning to. I feel that your transition, this new cycle that you're moving toward is this great sense of entitlement where you recognize your own worth and your own value and you know exactly who you are and what you deserve, and you're not taking anything less than that, and that is beautiful. Next we have building blocks, and this is amazing because what this is truly saying, and I want to point out, look at this, you've got two 28s side by side. And a 28 is 10, right? So 10, 10, right? And a 10, 10 is really about, understanding that you're understanding and seeing things exactly for what they are, and you're recognizing the patterns. You're understanding exactly what it is you're needing to do, right? The building blocks is really that. It's about understanding that when Spirit gives you all of these golden nuggets, these opportunities and these experiences that you ultimately gain, all of that wisdom and all of that knowledge, you utilize it to help you build a better foundation for who you are and what you're moving towards. And this is a beautiful thing to witness. Next, we have Goddess Pele with Divine Passion. Yes, be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? What I love about this image is it's about not being afraid, being courageous enough to know that what you deserve is divinely yours. It is divinely yours here, pile 3. And I feel that this is a representation of you truly needing to allow yourself to give in to your desires. Allow yourself to say, I deserve this, right? As I feel a lot of times we try to prevent ourselves from feeling certain desires or wanting certain things because we might have a tendency to believe that we're being selfish, right? Spirit is giving you the A-OK right here. Be honest with yourself. What is your heart's truest desires, right? Maybe that's something that you need to ultimately explore. And when you allow yourself to explore that, you'll know wholeheartedly. Spirit will give you the guidance and the knowledge of when it's time to actually plant those seeds so that you can create those dreams and make them become a reality. Next, we have Archangel Michael's message. So we have God is in charge. Be gentle with yourself and honor and trust your feelings. I love this, pile 3. So first, with God is in charge, this is really a message to remind you that you have the help to let go of any situation. It's really about you, having faith and trusting in your divine wisdom, in all of the wisdom and the knowledge that you have gained in order to ignite you to resolve and heal everything and everyone involved in whatever situation or circumstance that you're in. And again, what I love here is that you're not alone, right? God wants you to know, your spirit team wants you to know that you are divinely protected. You are being protected, you are being guided, and they're helping you resolve whatever situation you're in, whatever is currently going on here, pile 3. Excuse me, I need to get a drink of water. Okay. Next, with be gentle with yourself. I feel that as you're going through this new cycle here, pile 3, it's important that you be very gentle with yourself. Be very nurturing. Love on yourself in every way possible in how you think about yourself, how you speak about yourself, and the things that you do for yourself. I feel that, the message here is help me know that I deserve this compassion. I release any feelings of guilt to you so that I may experience lasting inner peace. This is a beautiful message, pile 3. And I think the one big thing that I'm hearing very loud and clear here for you, pile 3, is self-care. It is okay for you to love on yourself, for you to nurture yourself. And it's so important that you allow yourself, give yourself permission to self-care for yourself. Next, you have honor and trust your feelings. This is a specific message from Archangel Michael, who is with you and is supporting you and guiding you and protecting you, and is listening and wants you to honor and trust your feelings. Understand that, the feelings that you have are vital. They are important. They're meant to be expressed. They're meant to be heard, right? So if that means that, you're feeling uncomfortable about something and you don't know how to express those feelings, then my recommendation to you is start a journal. Start an actual journal where you journal down everything that you're feeling, even if it's something bad. The point is for you to honor that feeling and to get it off of your body so that you can create harmony and balance, okay? Next, we have abundance and healing. This is beautiful. Pile 3, I want to point out here the significance in the numbers that I am seeing right here. We started out with 33. We saw 2 3s right here, okay? And then we saw 2 28s right here. Now we have 88 and 66. You cannot make this up, pile 3. I feel that ultimately what Spirit wants you to know, and what your spirit team really wants you to know, the energetic cycle that you are currently in is you're going through this massive healing cycle where you are bringing in more abundance, right? I feel that with all of the situations that you have experienced so much pain, whether this is in relationships, whether this is in manifestations, whatever it might be, I feel that you're transitioning to this place of celebration. You're transitioning to this place of being, seeing the rewards that you've worked so hard for, and understanding the lessons of every experience that you've had. And this takes healing, right? When you need to be gentle with yourself and you need to honor and trust your feelings, this is a time for you to really do the inner work, do the healing. Maybe this is a little bit of shadow work that's come up, this cycle that you're in, and you're needing to sort of shed all of those old layers of who you were, so that you can become who you are becoming. And I want to point out here that as you let go and you do the healing, you bring in a lot more abundance. And the abundance is really about you allowing yourself to be loved, to be nurtured, to be taken care of, to be provided for. And it's really this sense of entitlement, understanding that you deserve, that you are worthy of all of the joy and the harmony and the peacefulness that you desire. So next, we're going to look at a crystal mandala card that will have an angel, a goddess, or an ascended master attached to it with an actual crystal. And we're going to read from the book on what that message is for you today. So the card that you have received is number 7, which is Angel Kaliel and Polychrome Jasper with the message of sacred play. I absolutely love this. Is a beautiful. Now here's what I'm seeing here. This mandala really looks very much like a lotus. And to me, sacred play is really about giving yourself permission to be playful, to not be so serious all the time, and to truly allow yourself opportunities to grow through playfulness. So let's look at the message in the book of sacred play. All right, number 7, Angel Kaliel and Polychrome Jasper, sacred play. We bring you the gift of sacred play. We enter your heart, bringing joy and an ability to have fun, to laugh, and to see the silly and playful side of life, and to be entertained by the wonderful spectacle of life. When you know how to look, you will see the joyful hand of the Creator behind so many of the people, places, and things you see every day. You will begin to feel the Creator's delight in creation, and you will feel laughter deep in your soul, a joyful connection with the universe as you realize that even in its strange and sometimes dark mystery, life has a brightness and delight to it, a sense of humor, and a quirky, amusing, enjoyable beauty. We know there is great joy inside you, and we will help you reconnect with that joy now, so even your most arduous challenges will not diminish your capacity to feel the light of your spirit and take delight in your life. It takes courage to connect with your inner world, to go deep into the truth of your pain and bring love to those wounds, to allow a healing current to transform and free you from the past. It takes maturity to live with depth, to look beyond the surface, and to refuse to give up on your journey with something difficult is asked of you in order to grow. To succeed on the spiritual path, you need this willingness to enter the darkness and liberate the love from within, opening the darkness up to receive divine light. Although there can be great joy in the resolution of such suffering, during the process itself, there may not seem to be much joy at all. Pile 3, this is your beautiful message. Spirit really wants you to welcome in harmony, joyfulness, peacefulness. This is something that you ultimately deserve. And the cycle that you're in is really wanting you to explore the depths of that. Understanding that as you let go of the pain, as you do the healing, and you allow yourself to feel joy in things that bring your heart joy, that make you laugh, and that make you playful, is really what is going to open you up to this great, massive amount of abundance where all of your greatest desires will become a part of your reality. Pile 3, this is your message. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Namaste, guys. Hi, Pile 4. Welcome to your beautiful message. What energetic cycle you are currently in. You have chosen Pile number 4, which is number 6, the Aqua Aura Quartz. Look at this beautiful, beautiful crystal. We are going to go in depth a little bit and explore what the Aqua Aura Quartz represents, and we're going to be looking at numerology as well and the messages behind numerology. So Pile 4, this Aqua Aura Quartz is really about connecting to infinite wisdom, to infinite potential. It's sort of like having a renewed sense of purpose and wonder and awe. So I really feel that you're exploring a lot of depth and understanding. You're allowing yourself to be a little bit more expansive in what you are learning. 6 represents harmony, relationships, and love. So it could really, it's interesting because I kind of feel like some of the other piles really referenced a lot about love and relationships. Considering this is a 6 year, it does not surprise me that that seems to be one of the biggest messages coming through. But I feel that for you, Pile 4, with this Aqua Aura Quartz, I feel that it's really about you needing to recognize the power that you have and the willingness to see how we are all interconnected into this massive collective, right? And I feel that it's really about you having a really great understanding about being open, opening up intuitively, opening up your heart to the massive wonder of life, really looking at things from a very different perspective, being open to different ways of viewing things. So let's go ahead and dive right into the tarot first so that we can get an idea of what current energetic cycle you are in here, pile 4. So we have the Tower right off the bat with the Wheel of Fortune, the Death card. Okay, I'm just going to pause right here, pile 4, because this literally speaks about awe. Literally, 3 major arcanas right off the bat. So I feel that just by looking at this, just in looking at these 3 cards here, pile 4, I feel that the energetic cycle that you are currently in is you are basically moving towards your rite of passage. Okay, you're moving towards your destiny. I want to point out here that with the Tower, I want to feel that you've kind of experienced something that has just sort of shaken you to the core. Maybe some of you have really experienced a lot of things sort of falling apart in your life. It could be relationships, it could be your career, it could be losing things, you know, whatever it is. But I want to point out that this is divine intervention at play. I feel that your foundation really needed to be rocked to the core here, pile 4, because that was the only way that they were going to get your attention, right? I feel that Spirit is saying this was really the only way they were going to understand that they needed to shift in this new direction. Whatever you currently experienced, right? Or know and understand that you are now moving towards, you're moving to, you know, the Tower represents change. The Wheel of Fortune represents fate and destiny. Death represents transformation. So you are literally going through this massive transformation right now. And this is the cycle that you're in. And it's going to feel bad. It's going to feel so bad. You're going to feel like your whole world is falling apart. But understand that this is ultimately, I feel, leading you towards something that you are going to love so much more. I think it's really showing you what is truly available to you. You know, now we have the 4 of Cups with the Ace of Cups. Maybe this is really about, you know, maybe this energetic cycle that you're currently in is really having you look at what was no longer serving you. What were you currently holding on to here, pile 4, that wasn't fulfilling you emotionally, wasn't giving you any type of joy or excitement, and it wasn't really coming from the heart, right? You know, it could be relationships, it could be your career. Maybe you were focusing on trying to establish something that you weren't really 100% excited about. And if that's the case, you know, Spirit really intervened here and wanted to say, no, you need to move in this direction, right? The one thing we have to understand is that the Wheel of Fortune is pretty much its karma, right? It's always moving. It's constantly moving. It's fate. We can't tamper with fate. Fate is fate. And when the wheel is constantly moving, we are literally at its disposal. We have to allow ourselves to go with the flow here, right? And I feel like, you know, whatever's transforming in your life, you're just sort of in awe about it. You're like, how the heck did I get here, right? But I want to point out here that it's really put you in this place where you're sort of looking at every opportunity that is coming your way. You're looking at every individual in your life, every situation, every experience that you've had in your life. And it sort of puts you in this sense of apathy, right? Where you're like, I don't know if this is something that I really want. It's making you explore the depths of that. It's truly making you be very reflective of where you're putting your energy. It's almost like you're checking how many eggs you've put in each specific basket, and then you're trying to make sure, is that really where I want my eggs, right? But I want to understand that it's bringing you a great beginning. This whole chaotic mess that you see right here is really bringing you something beautiful, something magical, something that is going to make you so happy and so joyful that it's going to be unbelievable. I feel that when you get at the end of this cycle here, pile 4, you're going to be like, I never would have seen that coming. I never imagined that going through all of that, it would have led me here, right? And I feel it's important that you understand that here, pile 4, because, you know, it's almost kind of like, okay, let's do it this way. This Aqua Aura Quartz, when you look at it in person, it is beautiful. It is so beautiful. You just become so awestruck at how beautiful and amazing it is. And you often ask yourself, how does nature make something that beautiful, right? How does something that beautiful turn out that way, right? And what Spirit is really saying, that all this chaotic mess and all this karma and all of this transformation that's currently going on is all of the crud and the crap that is going to lead you towards something that is going to awestruck you, something that is going to make you that's going to make it so beautiful, right? When crystals are formed, they go through so much change. They don't have a say in how they're transformed, right? They're just there for the process. And they transform into this beautiful, flowing, magnificent thing that just makes so many people happy. And it makes them giddy and excited, right? And it's understanding the depth of your infinite potential here, pile 4. And I feel that the cycle that you're probably in is what I would refer to as the dark night of the soul. Excuse me here, pile 4. Let me get a sip of water. I feel, pile 4, that ultimately the cycle that you're in is a dark night of the soul. And I feel this is really about exploring the depth of your full potential so that you could recognize how beautifully magnificent, powerful, and amazing you truly are. And this is where, whatever you're currently in, you're just kind of like, I don't want to be here. But understand that even in the midst of the chaos, even in the midst of the karma, even in the midst of the drama, and it might look ugly and it might look gross, but at the end, when you get to the end, my friend here, pile 4, you are going to be beautifully amazed and so happy. And you're going to look back on this moment and you're going to tell yourself, I wouldn't change a thing. I promise you. So let's go ahead and see what additional information we have. So we have the Chess Queen with trust and strategizing. Yes. And the Eagle King, the big picture and angelic help. Beautiful. Okay. This spills it out exactly here, pile 4. The Chess Queen is really about trusting the process. And I feel that when fate and change sort of happens in our life, right? When things happen that are out of our control, we have to learn to trust the process. We have to learn that, sometimes we only are able to make certain strategic moves based off what we see in front of us. And understand that even though where you currently are right now here, pile 4, even though it looks yucky, and it looks so uncomfortable, right? I want you to understand that there are things going on behind the scene that you are not privy to, right? Your spirit team is helping you. And because whenever I see the Tower with the Wheel of Fortune, this is divine intervention at its best. And it's important that you understand here, pile 4, that this is about finding balance and harmony between the mind, the body, and the spirit. Because I feel that you're needing to really only focus on what's in front of you and make choices based off what you can see, right? Because understand that you have your spirit team over here with the Eagle King that is sort of seeing the bigger picture, right? They have the full picture in front of them. They know exactly where you're going, right? And they're offering you guidance. They're offering you help. And so what you're needing to do is trust this process as you go through this transformation cycle and transition into this newer phase of your life that I feel is, because I feel like what transpired here is that maybe there might have been something you might have particularly asked for here, pile 4. Maybe there was something that you said that you wanted to manifest, right? And maybe in your mind, you only saw it happening in one specific way, but your spirit team was like, no, there's another way, right? And the reason this happens is because they have the bigger picture. Your spirit team has the bigger picture. They're able to see further down the line than you are, right? Maybe the path that you specifically chose for yourself isn't the best plan of action, because what you don't see is that maybe by you achieving part way of the goal, it sets up, 12 more obstacles that you're going to have to face before you get to the final goal, right? So understand that the process that you're in right now is really about you being very strategic, being consciously aware, asking for the guidance, asking for the help, because your spirit team has that bigger picture and they're able to guide you strategically into your next step. Your next card is time for a nap. Now, this is a 24, which is a 6. So here we have 2 6s, right? And I want to point out that time for a nap is really about a reflection. It's sort of asking you to sort of take a step back, as is the 4 of Cups here that we saw right here, right? This sense of needing to sort of be reflective and to sort of rest. What I want to point out, because you are going through a dark night of the soul process here, and this is the energetic cycle that you are in, right now is not the time for you to actually take action towards something. Whenever I see time for a nap in a dark night of the soul process, what this really means is healing. Healing needs to come into play here, because this is what's really going to allow you to restore and rejuvenate and revitalize your body, your mind, and your spirit. Okay. So next up, we have the goddess Nematona with sacred space. This says, create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. Okay, I feel that ultimately the message here for you, Pile 4, is that as you're going through this dark night of the soul process, as you're going through this transformation cycle, it is important that you start creating sacred spaces or sacred places that you can create rituals where connects you with the divine, right? Because this is how you're going to transition through this cycle easily and effortlessly, right? I'm feeling that this is your spirit's team's way of connecting with you and saying, we want to connect with you. We want to ease a little bit of this process for you. But it's really about you taking the time. When I see sacred space, it's really about making time for yourself, making time for yourself to reconnect with yourself and your spirit team. And it's really about allowing yourself, giving yourself permission to do that. Okay. So next up, we have messages from Archangel Michael. We have, keep your eyes on your targeted intention, pay attention to your dreams, and guarded and protected. Okay, this is beautiful. Now, keep your eyes on your targeted intention. I feel like this is really asking you to really keep your focus, right? And I feel this is where the sacred space comes into play. When you can create an actual space that you reserve as a space where you go to say your prayers, to do your manifestation journaling, to do anything, drawing, cards or tarot cards, whatever it might be, oracle cards. I feel that setting aside that space and that time and that ritual really helps you stay intentionally focused on what it is you are desiring. And they're asking you to do this because they're wanting you to realize that the more that you focus on what you are truly trying to bring forward or what you're trying to release or let go, you'll understand that more fears come up, right? You'll get doubts and those kinds of things. And that is when you ask for the help. That's when you ask for the guidance, right? Because they'll be able to help you build the confidence and the courage to take action on what it is you're needing to take action on. Pay attention to your dreams is wanting you to understand that maybe Spirit's trying to communicate with you through your dreams at night. So this might be a great time for you to actually keep a dream journal. You know, when you go to sleep at night and when you wake up from a dream, write it down, because there is great messages. There's a lot of messages and symbology in our dreams, and that is how Spirit is really trying to communicate with you. They might actually be giving you the guidance in your dreams and you're not even realizing it. So I think this is something you're really going to want to focus on here, pile 4, because they're wanting you to and understand, okay, that as you're going through this process, this transformation cycle, understand that when you're sleeping, you're not really technically sleeping. I really feel that you might be astral traveling. You might be going places where you're learning from great teachers, great guides, where they're providing you with all types of knowledge and information on how, you know, the next phase of your life is going to be. So I want you to understand that. The other message is that know that as you're going through this process, because it does feel very heavy and it does feel really out of balance, they want you to know that you are guarded and you are protected. Archangel Michael is definitely with you. And when people go through a dark night of the soul process, I want you to understand that you are most definitely well protected, because you're not going through it alone. You actually have guides and part of your ancestors and your spirit team that's with you as you go through that process. Next, we have synchronicity and relationship change. Okay. I also want to point out here that because I really feel that you're going through a dark night of the soul process here, pile 4, it's important that you recognize the synchronicities that are happening in your life. I really feel that when you experience this tower and this transformation take place, I would not be surprised if you sort of recognize a lot of things just sort of simultaneously happening, one right after the other. Spirit is communicating with you through numbers and is also communicating with you through your dreams. So it's important that you recognize the synchronicity. If you hear a phrase, if you see a number and you see it more than if you see it more than once, if you see it 3 times especially, or you hear it 3 times, that is when you need to start paying attention, because that is your spirit team trying to communicate with you. I also feel here that many of you will be going through a relationship change. Maybe some of you are already in that process. Maybe that's what this whole tower moment was about. Maybe you're already experiencing this relationship change and you're wanting out of your current relationship because you're recognizing that it's not what you're really desiring anymore and you're no longer in love with that person, whatever it might be. Be open to the change. Understand that, you know, when you go through a dark night of the soul process, what ends up transpiring is you end up going through an ego death. A part of you ends up dying, and old beliefs that you've currently had are no longer valid anymore. You no longer resonate with them. And so you end up moving more towards newer beliefs, newer ways of thinking. So just sort of keep that in mind. Next, we're going to look at a crystal mandala card that coordinates either with an angel, an ascended master, or a goddess. And it is going to have one of those attached along with an actual crystal. And we're going to read from the book what your message is. So you got number 39, which is Goddess Sekhmet and Fire Agate with Passion of the Lion Heart. This is a beautiful, beautiful card. So I want to point out here that Passion of the Lion Heart, I feel that what this is really talking about is being courageous enough to take action towards the things that you are passionate about. Understand that if you feel very passionate about something and change is needing to occur, you're needing to allow it to process that way. But let's go ahead and read in the book what number 39, Goddess Sekhmet and Fire Agate, Passion of the Lion says. We bring you the empowerment of Passion of the Lion Heart. Through passion, You will dedicate yourself with an intensity and discipline that may surprise you. Passion is love activated. It is energy that moves you from within and empowers you to act in the world in ways you would not otherwise dare to even consider. Passion gives you strength, plugs you into the eternal energy of sacred fire, and generates the ability to accomplish tasks you once may have believed possible. With great passion, there can be great pain. The heart that loves wild and open is also the heart that can feel disappointment and doubt more keenly. The empowerment of the lion heart strengthens your heart to recover from any pain through the power of courage, commitment, and bold, loving devotion to what matters most to you. There are those that will be led through life by the cool light of their inner knowing, and those that will be led by their heart, by their dreams and aspirations. Those led by their heart need passionate purpose, a sense of meaningful, motivating desire to gain energy and accomplish great things. They have tremendous divine potential because they are less limited by the constraints of the mind. Where the mind may analyze and reflect and choose to opt out of a particular task, the heart will be moved by compassion and engage fully and completed with what needs to be done, no matter if it seems unlikely to succeed. This is when the bold, daring heart is at its most beautiful, pulling off what seemed to be unlikely or even impossible by sheer force of commitment to what it loves most. Pile 4, this is your beautiful message. I feel that the energetic cycle that you are currently in is an energetic cycle of transformation. You are moving out of a time where you are no longer committed or passionate about the things that once held your interest. You're now moving to things that you are more passionate about. You're moving more towards things that bring you great joy, things that really help you connect to that infinite potential of who you truly are. So Pile 4, this is your message. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Namaste, guys.